The journey of life isn't defined by age or societal timelines. It's shaped by personal growth and unwavering independence. While the world pushes for achievements and milestones by 30, the Sigma knows his path isn't. It's a masterpiece, crafted at his own rhythm, on his terms. Forget the pressure to fit into someone else's idea of success. The Sigma doesn't chase validation. He builds his legacy. In your 20s, you're not lost. Every misstep, every risk, every challenge is a brushstroke painting the masterpiece of your future. You're gathering wisdom, testing limits, and embracing failure as the raw material for success. Each setback transforms into a stepping stone, building resilience and fortifying your inner strength. By the time you reach your 30s and 40s, something powerful happens. The noise of the past fades, and what's left is a deep, unwavering clarity that can't be shaken. It's no longer about chasing validation or scrambling for answers. It's about a quiet strength, built on years of experience and lessons learned. Your decisions become more deliberate, your actions more intentional, and your energy undeniably magnetic. This is why a Sigma male's most potent era isn't defined by youthful exuberance. It's sculpted over time, refined by experience and tempered through perseverance. If you're in your 20s and feeling adrift, know that every moment of struggle is setting the stage for your future power. And if you're in your 30s or 40s, understand that your journey is just evolving. The world has yet to witness your true potential, and when it does, it will be nothing short of explosive. Let's explore how to harness that power and become the unstoppable version of yourself. Number 1. You finally master the art of being alone. Most people fear loneliness, but Sigma males, they thrive in it. While the world constantly seeks connection to avoid solitude, Sigmas understand that in your 20s, you likely felt the pull of social norms, pressure to be part of groups, attend every event, and conform to expectations. But deep inside, you knew something didn't fit. By your 30s and 40s, you no longer chase approval because you've realized that validation from others is fleeting. Instead, you invest in yourself. Your mind sharpens, your focus intensifies, and your independence becomes your greatest asset. While others panic at the thought of being alone, you find strength in solitude. Science backs this up. Studies show that solitude enhances creativity, improves decision-making, and increases emotional intelligence. Great thinkers like Nikola Tesla, Isaac Newton, and even Albert Einstein embraced solitude to cultivate their groundbreaking ideas. Sigmas follow this same path, using alone time to refine their purpose, build their skills, and shape their own reality. This self-reliance intimidates many. Society is built on constant interaction, but Sigmas break the mold. You're the person who walks into a room and commands respect, not by being the loudest, but by being the most self-assured. You don't need a crowd to feel whole. You are whole on your own, and that's where the real magic happens. When solitude is no longer a fear, but a tool, you unlock limitless potential. Number 2. Financial independence starts to kick in. While most people chase fleeting pleasures, the Sigma male plays the long game, focusing on delayed gratification and long-term success. It's in a world where instant rewards dominate. Social media likes, impulsive purchases, and quick career wins. Sigmas take a different path. They understand that real wealth, influence, and freedom don't come overnight. It's about planting seeds early and letting them grow. By the time a Sigma male reaches his 30s and 40s, his early investments, whether in stocks, real estate, business, or high-income skills, begin to pay off. While others are trapped in the cycle of paycheck-to-paycheck survival, the Sigma has built something solid. He's not just working for money. His money is working for him. Whether it's passive income from a rental property, dividends from a well-placed investment, or profits from an online business, financial independence starts to take shape. Freedom. No more micromanaging bosses. No more corporate politics. No more begging for vacation days. Instead, the Sigma moves on his own terms, choosing projects that align with his values and interests. He doesn't just survive. He thrives. This approach isn't just about money. It's about control. Studies show that people who prioritize long-term goals over immediate rewards tend to have higher life satisfaction and lower stress. By resisting the quick dopamine hits of instant gratification, the Sigma creates a life that others envy. One where success is self-made, freedom is real, and every move is intentional. While others chase temporary highs, the Sigma. Number 3. You develop an unshakable mental fortitude. Your 20s were like a battlefield. Every rejection, failure, and setback felt like a personal attack. But what you didn't realize at the time was that these struggles were sharpening your instincts, forcing you to develop resilience, independence, and emotional control. Unlike others who seek validation from the crowd, you learned early on that solitude is a training ground, not a punishment. By the time you hit your 30s and 40s, something incredible happens. Your mindset levels up. The emotional turmoil that once dictated your decisions is replaced with logic, strategy, and composure. Science backs this up. Research in neuroscience suggests that the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision-making and impulse control, matures fully by the late 20s and early 30s. This means that the rash emotional reactions of your youth are naturally replaced by a more calculated and strategic approach to life. This shift is exactly why Sigmas tend to dominate later in life, while others are still seeking external approval or panicking at life's uncertainties. You've mastered the art of patience and foresight. You understand that emotions can be useful, but they should never control your actions. Instead of chasing quick wins, you build long-term success, knowing that the real game is about positioning, not impulsive moves. This is why late bloomers often end up ahead. You weren't just going through hardships in your 20s. You were being refined, trained, and tested. And now, you move in silence, striking only when necessary. That's the Sigma way. Number 4. Your social energy becomes selective and powerful. By the time you reach your 30s and 40s, something profound happens. You stop entertaining nonsense. Why? Because you've learned the hard way that your energy is sacred. In your younger years, you may have tolerated fake friendships, entertained pointless drama, and given time to people who didn't value you. But now, that phase is over. Psychologically, this shift is tied to increased self-studies suggest that as people mature, they prioritize meaningful relationships over superficial ones. This aligns with the Dunbar number, a concept in sociology that suggests humans can maintain only about 150 stable relationships at a time, with an even smaller circle of close connections. Midlife, you naturally refine your social circle, keeping only those who align with your values and contribute to your growth. Toxic people, you see through them instantly. Time wasters, they don't even get past your mental filter. Instead, you focus on quality over quantity. Whether it's friendships, business partnerships, or romantic relationships, every interaction now serves a purpose. Because you carry yourself with this unshakable sense of worth, your presence becomes magnetic. People notice a man who respects himself, who isn't swayed by validation, and who radiates quiet confidence. This isn't arrogance. It's the power of self-respect. So, while others are still caught up in meaningless distractions, you move with intention. You engage when it's worth it and walk away when it's not. That's not being cold. That's wisdom. Number 5. The dating game becomes effortless. In your 20s, it may have felt like women barely noticed you. You were still figuring yourself out, navigating career choices, financial instability, and maybe even struggling with self-confidence. Action for many young men is often tied to looks, social clout, or sheer brilliance, things that don't always favor the introspective, self-reliant man. But by your 30s and 40s, the game shifts in your favor. Why? Because while many men are still chasing, you've mastered the art of attracting. Your confidence isn't loud, it's refined. Your wisdom is hard-earned, making you intriguing rather than just entertaining. Stability. That's your secret weapon. Women find emotional and financial security deeply attractive, and unlike in your 20s, where potential was all you had, now you have results. Psychology backs this up. Studies suggest that women are naturally drawn to men who exude confidence and self-sufficiency. traits that typically peak in their 30s and beyond. A man who doesn't desperately seek validation becomes 10 times more appealing. Why? Because mystery breeds attraction. You're not laying all your cards on the table, and that drives curiosity. Meanwhile, other men are still playing the validation game, chasing likes, flexing wealth, or trying to impress. But you've become the enigma everyone wants to understand, but few ever will. This is the Sigma effect, the quiet, unshakable presence that draws people in without effort. You've stopped trying to be seen, and ironically, you've built a life on your own terms. Society has a script. Go to school, get a job, get married, have kids, retire. But for a Sigma male, that script is optional. You've realized that true fulfillment comes from living authentically, not conforming to outdated expectations. Some men chase status, approval, or tradition, but you chase purpose. If marriage and kids fit into your vision, great. If not, that's fine too. A 9 to 5, only if it aligns with your goals. Otherwise, you'll carve your own path. Psychologists call this self-actualization, the highest level of personal development where you define success on your own terms. History's greatest thinkers, like Nikola Tesla and Steve Jobs, thrived because they rejected societal norms and focused on their passions. When you break free from expectations, you become unstoppable. You don't rebel for the sake of it. You simply refuse to be caged. And that, my friend, is the essence of true freedom. Number 7, you realize the power of staying under the radar. By the time a Sigma male reaches his 30s or 40s, he has refined the skill of moving in silence. Unlike those who seek validation through social media posts and constant updates, Sigmas understand that real power comes from Psychologists suggest that people who avoid external validation tend to be more self-sufficient and mentally resilient. While the world craves attention, you are focused on results. History is filled with silent strategists. Think of Nikola Tesla, who worked tirelessly without seeking fame, or Keanu Reeves, who quietly donates millions without publicity. Sigmas embody this same mindset. You let your actions speak. When you do make a move, whether in business, relationships, or personal growth, it's impactful and unexpected. That's why people are left speechless. They were too busy watching the noise while you were quietly building an empire. And when the results appear, they realize too late that you were always ahead. Number 8, the world begins to respect you, even if they don't understand you. In your younger years, people may have dismissed you. Perhaps you were the quiet one, the observer, the thinker. They mistook your introspection for weakness, your independence for loneliness. But by the time you hit 30 or 40, something changes. You've built yourself into a force that can't be ignored. Your wisdom, forged through experience and self-reflection. Studies show that the brain reaches peak problem-solving ability in one's 30s and 40s, meaning you now navigate life with a sharp mind and deep intuition. Your discipline has refined your habits, making you reliable and effective. Whether in your career, relationships, or personal goals, your consistency breeds success. Something that even skeptics must acknowledge. Self-sufficiency is another trait that demands respect. While many still seek external validation, you've mastered self-reliance. History proves that those who command respect, think Nikola Tesla, Bruce Lee, or Elon Musk, were often misunderstood at first. But in time, their impact became undeniable. People may not always understand you, but they will recognize your influence. You don't need approval. Your results speak for themselves. By 30 or 40, you're not just seen, you're respected, even by those who once doubted you. Number 9, you stop seeking approval and start living for yourself. One of the most profound transformations a Sigma male undergoes is the shift from external validation to internal fulfillment. In his younger years, he may have felt the pull of societal expectations, fitting in, keeping up with trends, or proving himself. But by the time he hits his 30s or 40s, something clicks. He realizes that chasing approval is a never-ending cycle, and true power lies in self-mastery. Unlike the alpha, who thrives on dominance, or the beta, who seeks acceptance, the Sigma operates on a different frequency. one of complete autonomy. He no longer cares about fleeting trends or social pressures. What matters is his own set of principles, his own growth, and his own version of success. Studies on self-determination theory suggest that autonomy is a key driver of motivation and fulfillment, and Sigma males embody this. This transformation is rare in a world obsessed with social validation. But for the Sigma, it's liberating. He chooses his own path, follows his own rhythm, and answers to no one. That kind of freedom is magnetic. It's intimidating. It's Sigma. And once a man experiences it, there's no going back. Number 10. You become an unstoppable force. In your 30s and 40s, something remarkable happens. You evolve into the highest version of yourself. The struggles of your 20s, uncertainty, financial instability, self-doubt, are now lessons etched into your character. You've learned the value of discipline, resilience, and self-mastery, shaping you into a force that no obstacle can break. By this stage, you've built financial stability through smarter decisions rather than impulsive risks. Studies show that most self-made millionaires achieve their wealth in their 40s, a testament to the compounding power of patience and persistence. You no longer seek approval or validation because confidence is now second nature. Unlike before, you don't chase people, money, or opportunities. You naturally attract them through your energy and influence. Leadership becomes effortless because experience has granted you wisdom that others admire. You've mastered the art of delayed gratification, knowing that true success is a marathon, not a sprint. While many believe their prime is behind them, you know the truth. Your best years are still ahead. With wisdom, wealth, and discipline on your side, you're not just winning the game of life, you're redefining it. And this is just the beginning. Sigmas, the best years of your life aren't behind you. They're happening right now. While others are peaking in their 20s, you're only beginning to rise. Keep moving in silence. Keep mastering your craft. And most importantly, keep being unapologetically you. If this video resonated with you, make sure to like and subscribe to join this community of elite minds. Let's continue to elevate, dominate, and live on our own terms. Having said this,